Chase Travis. I'm a senior at RCHS, Richland County High School in Olney. I just finished up my basketball season probably about a month ago now, and it was a really fun time. I'm looking forward to starting my track season, and I'm also the pep club president, so I've getting back with that a little bit now that basketball season has ended. I would say that my number one job was just staying calm and helping the other guys with things that they haven't been through before. Because my junior year or my sophomore year, we had no seniors, so I kind of had to fill a leadership role there. And then last year we had no seniors with Braden moving away for COVID, so it was not a new thing for me to lead and fill those shoes. So most of the experiences I had this year I was already prepared for because I've already been through them as a leader for the team. So I thought it was pretty easy this year to just stay calm because I've already been in that situation before. The thing that I enjoy about basketball so much is being with my teammates, and it really, as you practice and play together for so long, you build bonds that will last much longer than just high school. So I think that is a really good thing about basketball, and just the thrill of playing and competing against the other guy that is on the other side. I would have two favorite moments. My first one would have been my freshman year during the conference tournament when we beat Casey. We were kind of struggling. We were down 9 at half, and then I came in the third and fourth quarter. I think I ended with like 11 points in the two quarters, and we ended up coming back and winning the conference tournament, which was a big thing for us with a championship, and then just starting my high school career out pretty well. And then my second one was probably my 1,000 points this year. That's always really special. That's when I was a little kid. That was something that I always really looked up to. Which, I mean, it's not something that, it was just kind of a really big and valuable goal that I set when I was really young, that when I got in high school, that was what I really was striving for.
So biggest rival and why?
I would say from freshman to junior year, it was Casey Westfield, just because they were also super talented the entire time. So we found ourselves in a lot of conference battles with conference championships on the line. But then this year, I think it would be Mount Carmel. We ended up getting the best of them 3 times, but they always fought really hard. They seemed like they played the hardest against us, and it always happened for championships. So I think that was a big rivalry this year, and it was a lot of fun to play in.
Toughest game to be a part of?
I would say it would be the Effingham regular season game this year. They scouted us pretty well. They didn't let us really do what we wanted to do, and then they came out really hot. They had us down, I think it was like 13-4. We battled back through some adversity. I mean, we were already in some adverse situations because that was the first day back to school, so we had Christmas break off, and then that was the first day going back, so that was a really long day. And then we just won the Pinckneyville tournament, so that was the first game back off of that, with some practices in between. So we just got there, we couldn't put the ball in the basket, and we just ended up guarding them for long enough that we just found a way to win. We really gutted one out, but that was a really tough game this season for us.
Describe the feeling of when Herman Jim is completely full.
It's really an amazing feeling because you're out there in the middle of all of it, and I've played with it completely full probably 1 or 2 times, with it like just jam-packed, and I still go back and look on like Facebook and pictures of the game against Marion when it was completely packed, and it almost just drops my jaw how packed it was that night, and it got so loud because sometimes the acoustics inside the gym are just not, like, it just gets so loud that you can barely hear what Coach Flanagan's even calling from the bench. But it's just a super fun environment to play in all the time. I don't think we ever felt too much pressure being undefeated. It was just kind of not what you would expect from somebody that has an undefeated streak that long. But I thought Coach Flanagan always gave us the ability to just come in and practice the next day and just focus on the thing that just comes next. Don't focus on the couple games ahead of time because it doesn't matter. Is the only thing that matters is what comes immediately next. So you just got to involve yourself in what happens right away rather than looking ahead. So I think you don't lose games by looking ahead and lose the game that you're looking over, basically. So I think we always prepare for what's ahead and never overlook anything.
What type of influence has Coach Flanagan had on you?
He's had a very big influence. Like I said previously, other than my parents, he's been one of my biggest role models in life. And one thing that you learn from basketball here is not just how to play basketball, get your skills developed. It's how things that relate to basketball will help you in life. And in I don't always want to show up to my job the next day or practice, but what I think you get here is we used to term everyday guys like the Olney do. You just have to show up the next day and keep putting in time, and then that's how you build consistency, and then that's what gets results is consistency. So I think him being that incredible role model and teaching us many life skills has made a difference in my life and just many of my teammates' lives.
What's it gonna mean to you not wearing the Tiger uniform anymore?
It's gonna be pretty sad. I think that everything that we have here is really special. The locker room being one of them. We have the best locker room in the state, so it gives us it just starts our day with the best thing in the state to work in, and then that leads to good practices. And I always joke with my friends that I'm not gonna want to come back and practice again, but those are the fun times and the bonding with that's where all the sweat's done to win the games. So obviously I'm gonna miss playing for Coach Flanagan and the Tigers, but it's been a real fun experience, and all good things come to an end eventually.
Who is your biggest role model or influence?
I would say it's either my parents or my brother. My parents have always pushed me and done things for me that have helped me in life, and then my brother is has a crazy good work ethic, and that has really led to me also having a pretty good work ethic as well. Quite a bit of colleges have had interest in me, and then I have offers from Elmhurst and Milliken, and Ren Lake. I haven't made my decision fully, but I've got it down to those three, so I'll be making a decision very soon. I would say one thing that high school has taught me is time management skills, because you could have a game that night, but also have an essay due that night. So you have to balance your things, try to knock out as much as you can before the game, go play your game as hard as you can, and then come back home and work on your paper until you get it finished or close enough to finish that you can finish it the next day before you turn it in. So I think time management's a gigantic one that gets overlooked sometimes that can set you up. I've got a few people. I would like to thank my parents and my brother. My parents for taking me everywhere and paying for my AAU, all that. Travel tournaments since I was very young, always supporting me in everything that I've done. And then my brother also for supporting me. He's probably one of my biggest fans, and if he's not working, he's at every single game or tuned in if he is working. And then Andy Julian, that was my coach. He started me out playing basketball when I was in second grade, so that was definitely a big help starting that young. And then Coach Franklin, he was my middle school coach, and then Coach Flanagan, which obviously is my high school coach, and then all the staff that we've had, because it's sometimes gets overlooked that he runs the crew, but they're also gigantic helps as well. So all of the coaching staff I would like to thank also.